Yo, I done 6 shows in a row, so my voice is hurting. Fans wanna hear what you're in person. Oi, oi. She want a man from Brum, but she settled with a boy from Burton. I still see feds on the block, still see the boy them lurking.
Hi there guys, Adam from The Beard Solution here with my first Q&A Sunday, and this is where I will answer your questions and you can question my answers. Now I have received questions this week from the Minox Beard Spot on Facebook and also from my Instagram account, The Beard Solution, so thank you to everybody that did send me a question. Unfortunately I have not been able to answer all of them, so if I haven't answered your question in this video I will respond to you directly and give you your answer. Now in terms of this video I have included Minoxidil related questions, just some funny questions that I got, and also some just general questions that I thought were really interesting. Now going forward I'll be getting all of my questions from the comment sections of these videos. Please bear in mind I'm not going to answer any of the questions in the comment section by replying to your comment, so please don't ask me questions in the comments if you're expecting a direct reply. I will be including them in my next Q&A Sunday, so please do bear that in mind. Without further ado, let's get into some questions. Beardology asks, what is your favourite Minox related YouTube channel that isn't your own? Also, it has to start with beard and then with ology. Also, it has to be me. How witty. Yeah, it is actually Beardology, believe it or not. But I know that's crazy, right? I'm mental. But that, of course, is after my own because, let's face it, my channel is the best channel. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a narcissistic prick. Next up, question from Sam, who is the guy from Beardology. Again, what is your girlfriend's heritage? Also, what is your address and what hours do you work? My girlfriend's heritage is Sri Lankan, but she was born here in London. Don't know why you need to know that, Sam. You actually already know that. And also, what is your address and what hours do you work? My address is your mum's house and the hours I work all night long. Next question from Mark. Would you be bald with a glorious beard or have flowing locks with no beard? I think I would rather be bald with a glorious beard, although I don't have to choose because I already have both. I'm not sure if my beard is glorious, but it's a beard nonetheless. The next question is from Aaron. It might be Aaron, it might be Aaron, not sure, so I'm calling you Aaron. Do you think your cheeks will be terminal when you finish this year? Well, I hope so. I can't say for sure, but I hope so. But the only way to really know is by following this channel and keeping up to date with my journey by hitting that subscribe button. Next up, I have 2 questions which are very similar, so I'm going to answer them together. The first one is, when and how did you realise, damn, it's time to grow a beard? And what changed in your life that you decided it was time to grow a beard like you're supposed to? Well, actually, nothing really changed in my life. I was just 24 at the time, almost 25. I was trying to grow my beard out. Obviously, I didn't really have a beard. It was almost like I had a Nike tick missing out of each cheek. So kind of starting from here and broadening out. It was terrible. And my friend said to me, he was like, oh, mate, you need to shave. And I was like, I'm trying to grow my beard out. He's like, you are never going to be able to grow a beard, mate. So I decided I wasn't going to have that. There must be some way to try and grow a beard. So I looked at loads of stuff online. And then I finally found out about Minoxidil. Sammy asks, how about the 1 year mark? Any tips afterwards? If it's not terminal, don't stop. Keep applying Minoxidil would be my main tip after the 1 year mark. Other than that, stay consistent and stay patient. I know it's hard, but that's what I would advise. So I've got a question here. Why are you such a cunt? All around me are familiar faces. Well, I think it's because being a cunt is contagious. I couldn't put it any better way. And I spend a lot of the time with the admins at the Minox Beard Spot, so I think that has something to do with it. A couple of questions from John now. He says, do you guys older than 40 get beard gains by using Minoxidil? Yes. Number 2, do unwanted vellus hairs on the ears and the upper cheeks slow down after using Minoxidil for 12 months? From my experience, yes. In fact, the ones on my ears have pretty much disappeared completely, and the ones on my upper cheeks have slowed down significantly. That might coincide with when I switched to the foam because there is generally less systemic absorption, and I can't make a blanket all statement for everybody, but generally from what I've heard from other people, yes, they do. Mitchell asks a very good question. He says, what's your opinion about the future of the Beard Spot and what's the future of your channel going to look like once your journey is over? I'll start with the Beard Spot element of it. Hopefully we're going to continue to keep reclaiming that sense of brotherhood and community. Thanks to a lot of the members who are just doing things like having a laugh, sharing memes, polls, things like that, that aren't just question after question like, what is Minox? How to use Minox? Because those things are covered in the FAQ. Second part, my channel Probably a lot more reviews of stuff, probably more things around grooming once I actually kind of get good at doing that. There will still probably be minoxidil related stuff, but less of it. Tom asks, how's your quitting smoking going? I am still quit. I quit about 2 months ago now. I still do have my shisha pipe, which I never use anymore, and I am actually going to get rid of at some point. But yeah, it's going well. Next up, Sammy asks, do you think at any point in the journey we slow down so our body doesn't get accustomed to minoxidil? I don't personally believe that we hit a tolerance anywhere near a year or 2 years into this journey. From what I understand, the plateau effect has been shown after about 5 years of using minoxidil. I'm not a subscriber to the plateau hypothesis personally. However, I have heard anecdotally from other people that it has helped them. Question here, is it possible to grow 2 hairs out of 1 hair follicle with minoxidil? Yes, and it's also possible naturally as well. I was actually reading up on this after you asked your question. Very interesting. Apparently, it's not actually 1 follicle. It's where 2 follicles merge and then they produce 2 hairs, but then it looks like it's coming out of 1 follicle. Apparently it's quite rare, but that might be because it's not widely reported. So yes, perfectly possible. Question here from my Instagram post, does minoxidil promote skin aging? I'll give you my opinion on this. I think that it does, but not to the extent that people worry about, and that's why we use things like the derma roller to try and help offset it because of collagen production. But I would like to point out that the studies that show, or the study that shows things like collagen inhibition have been done in test tubes and not in living human subjects, so we can't necessarily say for 100% that it does, but I do think that it does based on side effects like dark under eyes. Again, vitamin C serum will help sort that out. Grayson asks, I'm going to go the dirty route, left hand or right hand, if you know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. I wipe my arse with my right hand. What has changed socially or otherwise in your life since you've grown a beard? I would say I'm taken seriously a lot more. I got promoted at work, and also I'm generally a lot more confident. Now, Ben asks a very short question, but it's actually quite a tricky one to answer. So he says, did you have beard genetics or is it all the Minox magic? Well, most of the hair on my face is from minoxidil. To say that genetics mean nothing or have nothing to do with minoxidil beard growth is actually completely untrue. So when people say things like fuck genetics and genetics mean nothing, they're actually wrong. It's 100% important. Genetics will determine things like the follicular pattern on your face and how they're distributed, and therefore for minoxidil to work you need to have follicles there, and just because your genes haven't been expressed doesn't mean that you don't have the genetics for that, or the genetic potential for that. So most of the hair is from minoxidil, but some of it I did have beforehand. Ash wants to know, I've noticed that guys who are older, 35 and up, get slow gains. Could it be because of low testosterone and dihydrotestosterone levels? No, I don't think it is because of that. Testosterone and dihydrotestosterone are more about the maturation of your actual follicle, and then following on from that, once you have a terminal hair, the growth of that terminal hair. They actually have very little to do with your vellus gains. Because Jay has decided to ask me a dissertation style question. So the psychological effects of not being able to grow a beard or having a very sparse one in today's society, culturally, and the stigma that goes alongside it, and how and why minoxidil has brought a sigh of relief to more than 40,000 people worldwide. Well, thanks for the question, Jay. I think it's actually quite an interesting question. I think the psychological effects of not being able to grow a beard or having a very, very sparse beard are quite significant. I think that beards are intrinsically linked to people's identity of masculinity, and therefore I do think it's very important to a lot of people, and it's also important in how other people see you. So if you want to grow your facial hair out but it's patchy and sparse, people will think that you're messy or that you're lazy or whatnot, whereas if you can grow a full beard you can style it and make it look quite nice. So I do think that there is definitely some psychological effects. I do find it quite funny when you see people that are angry about us using minoxidil. They don't understand why we want to grow a beard, but why would they? Because most of them can already grow one naturally, so they wouldn't understand those feelings of, quite frankly, inadequacy that some people can feel. And also, why do I think that minoxidil has brought a sigh of relief to more than 40,000 people worldwide? Well, because it works, and it is actually a legitimate method of growing facial hair. Now, quite frankly, it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for quite a lot of people. So guys, thanks very much for watching this video. Hopefully you found it entertaining, informative, or you just liked it in general. Hit that like button if you did. If you do have questions for my next Q&A video, then please do pop them below. Remember, I'm not going to be answering any of the questions below until I do that Q&A video. And those that I don't answer in that video, I will come back to this video and answer in the comments section. So please do keep that in mind. And also, if you like what you see here, you like this channel, you like me, hit that subscribe button. And thanks very much, as I say, guys, for watching. And I will see you guys again next time.
You don't rate me 'cause I ain't got a blue tick, but I got one on the top that gave me.
I don't even know what's